Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this episode we're going to be doing some more interior work, and also this is a big day. We're going to try and start it. Okay, had a bit of a disaster fitting the bonnet. So I bolted it all on, went to close it, and this broke out here, the catch. So unfortunately I've had to weld that in. So I'll probably end up respraying this bonnet, and also just here I've done this. So basically it was catching on just catching the alternator. So yeah, so I've kind of relieved that in there, and I noticed there was a split over here, so I've welded that as well. So what I've done is I've made these little gussets out of 1.6, so I'm going to put those in there. I've got a little fold at the top as well, so I'll put a spot weld through there, or sorry, a plug weld. Yeah, so I've done a little fold there as well, and then I'll put a lot more strength into that bracket, because that's I think that's part of the issue, because this seems to be moving around on the bonnet. So with those just placed in there, and hopefully that'll be strong enough to hold it. Okay, so that's the bonnet all finished now. These are the bezels, aluminium bezels that I made on the lathe. So I decided to pop those in there rather than just having a cut out hole, just to give it some kind of finish. And as you probably know, that a turbo cars produce quite a lot of heat. So I made these louvers. So I just pop those in the back so they sit almost directly above the turbo. So I've got my son coming over with his laptop. We're going to plug that in with Tuner Studio into the ECU, and we're going to make an attempt to start it. So yeah, we're going to make a few alterations on there through Tuner Studio, which is a lot easier to do it through the software now than messing around trying to adjust things mechanically. And I can just alter all the ignition maps and stuff as I go along. Probably won't do too much. I'll just try and keep it safe, get this thing started, run it for half an hour or so, and then I'll have to get it to a dyno and let them play with it, so they can tune it up and make it safe. I'll probably do the fueling myself, so I'll probably play around with needle and get the fueling correct, but I'd like someone to look over the ignition timing. Quite important on turbo cars because they tend to melt pistons if you get it wrong. So yeah, it's best to get a pro that knows what they're doing to set up your ignition. Okay guys, we're going to run it dry for about a minute and a half, and then we'll retorque all the head bolts. Hopefully she fires up anyway, and I'm just going to check the ignition with the gun as well. Go for it, mate. Try to put the choke in. Yeah, good to go, mate. Isn't. Okay guys, we're just going to restart it and run it, bed it in for about 20 minutes at about between 2.5 and 3,000 RPM. You can see on the on the computer there the 3D mapping for the ignition. Yeah, so we can just play around and adjust all that, and that's just plugged into the laptop. Plus we've got a lambda sensor plugged into the exhaust, so we can check the air fuel ratios as well with this. So we can either use that lambda, or we can also use it as a air fuel ratio. Ready to go, mate? Just make sure she's out gear, right? Yeah. Right. It's full choke, so we go. A little bit at the front. Sounds almost like a big head's gone. Yeah. It's on the rocket cover.
I've heard rap, mate.
Yeah, you can feel it up inside of this.
Oh,
Because they knocked them out. You haven't knocked them out. They're not knocked out. You shouldn't, because it was always on there.
no, roll rock's different.
Yeah, that's because it's the roller rockers, eh?
Yeah, it's supposed to knock them.
Okay guys, so this is where we're at. A few issues. One is still got an oil leak here on this AN fitting, which is really annoying. You can see that there on my finger, so I've got to resolve that. I've got a slight fuel leak just here, which I've got to resolve. It's just on fittings really, so that's those two issues. And I've made a real rookie mistake. I've mounted this electric pump the wrong way around, so that's basically trying to force the water the wrong way through the system. So it got a little bit warm, the fan kicked in, and of course we pulled the plug then. So it's been run about, I guess, about quarter of an hour so far. I wanted to run it for about half an hour, but yeah, it was getting a little bit warm, so we cut it. So got to take all this pump off, redo some of the pipe work and alter that and get that working properly. So that'll be that resolved, and resolve a few leaks, and then hopefully, yeah, we can get it running pretty good. Oh, one other issue was the fueling as well. So in the carburetor, it's really it's okay with the choke out, but as soon as you put the choke in, it's really leaning out. And we've wound the mixture screw right in, and it's still really lean with the choke in. So need to play around with the needle on that. It's a standard needle in there at the moment, so yeah, we just got to mess around with that and get it fueling a lot better. Okay, so I've now repositioned the water pump. I had to use an extra bit of hose underneath to extend out the bottom hose of the radiator. Don't know if you can see that, it's really hard to see, it's so dark in there. Oh yeah, you can just about make it out there, the blue one underneath. So the bend that I fabricated now comes up underneath, that tees off to go to the heater inside the car, and it tees off again to come up to the expansion tank. Fingers crossed, that should all work now. Just pumped it up with that pump over there, and I pumped it up to 15 psi through this hose here that goes to the expansion tank, and held pressure, so fingers crossed it should all be good. Okay guys, so I've fixed the petrol leak and I fixed the oil leak, and the water pump is now pumping the hot water in the right direction through the radiator, which is a lot better. So the whole system's working so much better now. It's still lean, so I've just had it up and running for about probably quarter of an hour or so. Got it up to temperature, couldn't quite get the choke all the way in. It's better than it was, a bit more playing with the carb now. May have to start messing around with the needle. So anyway guys, I'm going to end this video here. I think this is going to take a good day's work to get this thing running right, but yeah, I'll get to the bottom of it and sort it out, I'm sure. So a big thanks for watching guys, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.